Wait for it. Wait for it. Still YouTube. It's your boy Next Gen 720, and we back with the weeklies
Podcast.
podcast. Big Gamers Small Talk episode 13, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you guys for your support for us making it to show 13. You got a lot of people that do podcasts who get to show 5. Appreciate all the love and support. We're down 2 people today. I don't know what John Doe is at. He's probably picking his feet in Turkey. I haven't heard from Doe. I've been calling him all day. And he's still recovering from the sex change that they received.
Dude, I heard John Doe is trying to drive up to Microsoft's campus and and beg them to get cross game chat working between the Xbox One and the Xbox 360.
John Doe got caught on Microsoft property with 2 handguns in the crossbar. 360 the motherfucker. It's crazy. And so anyway, this week's a lot going on. I just looked at my Twitter feed, and all I got to say, a lot of these motherfuckers is weird. I didn't know Spider-Man was going to be such a a blockbuster title the way motherfuckers are acting over this damn Spider-Man. All I can say is that's when PlayStation motherfuckers ain't got a lot of games. Listen, this is not a shot at anybody. They're acting like the Spider-Man game is. I haven't heard anybody talk about this game in the community, anyone's radar list, and it's cool. Like I said, me personally, I will say this: what I eat doesn't make anyone shit. I don't like video games based on movies. They suck to me. To me, the reason why Batman was so good in the first Transformers game, I forgot the name of it, because they didn't have anything to do. It wasn't tied into a movie, a spinoff. All those Fantastic Four, X-Men's, and Green Lantern, all those games suck dick.
They don't even really make those types of games anymore. Like, you will notice there's not an Avengers game on console because nobody was buying them because they made Iron Man 1 and 2 games on the 360 and PS3 originally, but they were so bad.
Yeah, Sega made them. Sega.
Yeah, and then the Thor game, I remember, like, my brother's a big Thor fan, and I rented the game, and it was just so bad. You couldn't even get, like, an hour into the game. It was just really, really bad. Even though that was brought up at Sony's conference when that game came out, like, years ago, like, at their E3, that was, like, a big game that they were showing off or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like, they make it look cool, and then when you actually play it, it just sucks bad. It's terrible.
At the end of the day, like I said, I'm not knocking it. But anyway, so like I said, on my Twitter feed, I'm quite sure yours too, crap.
Yeah, it's mine too, man. I get that. There's this same Joker or two that just changes his name 100 times, and it's always something unoriginal, and he's just always trying to blast Xbox. And I always tell this guy, I'm like, yo, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Why do you keep messaging me? I don't care. I don't work for Microsoft. I don't care about this stuff.
Listen, hey, crap. Listen here, motherfucker. Listen here, you pale, pasty motherfucker. I'll blame you for this shit. You know they say fucking crap is the poster boy for Xbox. Thank you. You taking this fucking this burden on my back. He said, motherfucking crap is this. Hey yo, wait, listen. I swear to God, if I didn't feel like going dumpster diving, I would share with you the fucking messages I got on fucking on my inbox on Xbox and I think it was either Twitter or Facebook. Hey, Next Gen, we know you just be trolling, you know it's fun, but that motherfucking crap gives me the fucking heebie-jeebies. That motherfucker said that motherfucking crap gives me the heebie-jeebies. The way that he speaks, my
heebie-jeebies.
Someone need to kill that perverted motherfucker. I said, what? You say crap gamer gives him the heebie-jeebies. Somebody need to murder that perverted motherfucker. Say he doesn't like the way Microsoft rolls off his tongue. I said, what the fuck? People, I'm like, listen again. I'm gonna state my disclaimer right here live. And and once again, I'm not. And for those of you guys that are, Xbox dudes or whatever the fuck you have a 360 still. If you were checking for it, I don't speak for the masses, but you know what I mean. It's not a game that I was checking for, and I'm just being real. I don't like those type of movies. But the game is on other platforms, whether it be a 360 or whatever. I've seen it. I've seen some footage of the 360 version, and I've seen some footage of the PlayStation 4 version. I'm just being real. There's not really much to slap your mother about. That's the God's honest truth. Now, if you're into that type of game and you still want to play it, you can still play it. You know what I mean? And Sony fans are jumping around like it's a fucking exclusive. It's not a fucking exclusive. It's a multi-plat. That's why I think the tides have turned, because these Sony dudes, last generation, they can give a fuck about these multi-plats and they treat them like exclusives. Okay, you got some people saying, well, since Microsoft with the bottlenecks in the East RAM, we don't know what the fuck is going on behind the scenes. We don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe it was, a problem, and they can get the game running correctly. I'm glad if they couldn't get it together. I'm glad they probably pushed it back with the lead. They said that's pushing us some shit to the public. Kudos for them for that. You know what I mean? It was being, or Microsoft, whoever stopped it. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's not a game that I was checking for whoever, and I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You want to say something about this showstopper?
Yeah, I mean, I like the game. You know what I'm saying? The Spider-Man series. I wasn't looking for it, but I do like the series.
Hey, motherfucker, you better make it good. This is your last show with this motherfucker. This last appearance on this show. This nigga said he liked the Spider-Man game series. I do.
I can't. I mean, I pretty much like the first one, the where it was the open world, where you was able to go around and do random stuff. But they kind of got away from that script, you know what I'm saying, of the open world of it. So this game's supposed to be coming back to that form, which was pretty cool. But you was able to fly around the city and do all that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Which one you talking about for the original Xbox? I mean, that's the one that I had. The Amazing was it Spider-Man?
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, where you had the open world where you was able to do random stuff in the city and save people and help them out, and you was able to do a whole lot. And I mean, they kind of got away from it and started doing this other stuff. So them going back to that, I was a little bit looking forward to it for us on the Xbox. But if it's not gonna come, it ain't like I'm gonna lose sleep or anything. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
I mean, I just got a message from Warrior. He about to join.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Let me get him in here.
So yeah, I mean, but the series itself is it was an okay series, I mean, I like the series.
The last Spider-Man game that I played that was any good was on the Dreamcast, and I think that's the one you might be talking about too, because it was ported over. It was like a really, really good game. I think it ended up on like PlayStation 2 as well, or it might have been PlayStation 1 even, but it was a really open world game, and it was really good. But let's be honest, I'm not gonna, the developer isn't really like this really well-known developer for quality. Beanox is the developer, so it's not like
Activision is not making it.
Yeah, Activision is not making it. They're publishing it. It's being made by Beanox. So yeah, Beanox. I mean, they're not even a developer that I would know.
Made by who? Beanox.
Beanox.
It's still a sexually transmitted disease that your grandmother gets in the booty hole.
Exactly. So I mean,
that's the new butthurt cream. Beanox.
We don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe Beanox was like half-assing it on the Xbox One version, and Phil Spencer stepped up and said,
"Sound like some ointment."
No, that should sound like foot cream. Beanox. Beanox.
Beanox.
But anyway, like I'm saying, we don't know the specifics. Maybe because Sony is having such a dry amount of no games for their console, if they put a little bit of money to Activision to delay the game on the Xbox One because it looks better that way for them, just like that Injustice game, that fighting game came out for the PlayStation 4. Nobody bought it on PlayStation 4 because if you wanted it, you bought it last generation. But it's like Sony paid money to get that to combat Killer Instinct. This could be another thing. That's why I heard that Beyond Two Souls might be getting a HD remake on PlayStation 4. Same thing with The Last of Us. Sony, I don't think, has a lot of games coming out this year, and that could be something. There's a couple things it could be. It could be that Sony wants his game as like a next-gen exclusive. It could be that the developers were having trouble with the Xbox One. It could be that Microsoft themselves weren't happy with how it was looking on the Xbox One or how it was turning out. It could be a number of things, but for people to just jump to conclusions is kind of ridiculous, or say, oh, it's because the Xbox One is not powerful enough. Give me a break. The game's on Wii U. So we know we know that it's not some great-looking, amazing game. It's another 30 frames per second game that's going to be cross-generation. So it's nothing like fantastic. If you were really looking forward to this, then you were probably a PlayStation owner to begin with because you don't have nothing else to look forward to.
That's real tough.
That is. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Did Crab get in here?
You mean Warrior?
Or you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. He's
Well, what you doing? What you do security?
Motherfucking
Flashlight cop.
Hey, that motherfucker works at Johnson & Johnson Baby Power. Chase.
He in the back of Walmart.
They got a part-time job at Walmart.
Anybody hear me?
Yeah, we hear.
Yeah. Would you agree you're at Walmart?
Yeah. It said, Roy, husky ass bitch, don't walk in the Walmart.
Working the Walmart. He a greeter.
Yeah, I do the checkout. Can you hear me all right? I don't have a mic.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
What's that?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we talking about the Amazing Spider-Man game that's not coming to the Xbox One.
Yeah, I know. I'm just a little disappointed.
Oh, you wanted it? Okay, we got another fact. Well, you tell me what's going on. Well, how do you like me? You just get me here. You get it late too. How do you feel about that? Were you looking forward to this game? You like the series? Talk to me. What's going on?
Yeah, I like the last one. Beanox made the last Spider-Man game that came out on the 360.
Hold up, Beanox. All right, you like the last one?
Yeah, I did like the last one.
Okay. So let me ask you a
I
question.
played the last one.
Let me ask you a question. There's a lot of rumors floating around. From the Sony camp, they were saying, the Xbox One isn't powerful enough, but it's on the Wii U with the PS3 and the 360. They're saying there's how you say it, the bottlenecking or whatever the fuck the case may be. What do you think? What do you think something happened? Me personally, I don't think the production was moving along. It didn't, quality control. I don't think it was, they were, wasn't doing as well as the PlayStation 4 version, whatever the case may be. What do you think?
I think maybe they just had problems, the developer. That's what I think happened.
I think so also. I think so. I think they didn't have the newer dev kits and, whatever the case may be, and I think the same too. Now, listen, if it does come out for the Xbox One, if you're really interested in it, would you get it 2 months down the line? Would you still get it?
I'm probably going to get it when it comes out, but it's only coming out on the PlayStation, so I'll just buy it there. If it was coming out at the same time, I would definitely get it on the Xbox.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, it's fair. Now, see, look, ladies and gentlemen, so we're not all androids. We don't all think alike. We all have different opinions. We have, usually 5 of us from 5 different walks of life, and we all have our own opinion. Warrior was looking forward to Spider-Man. Me and Crap just, me and Sean I would like to do. Me and Crap talks about it, but kudos. All right, now, juicy shit. Let's get down to it. The talk of the week. 7 million sold, nigga. 7 million. Come on, man.
7 million sold.
7 million sold. So again,
hey, you know what? I'm gonna say this. That for them to sell 7 million consoles with no games, that's very impressive. You know what I'm saying? That's very impressive. You gotta give them their props for that. I mean, they have some things to play, but I mean, I ain't gonna go all that way. But that's very impressive for them to sell 7 million. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what's no, let's say this. We know else saying, and it's I think it's funny and ironic. When it comes to Sony, right? They say 7 million sold, right? They say sold. But when it comes to Microsoft, they said 5 million shipped. They're bullshit. I'm just being real. The way they count consoles, they that they sell them to whatever store. That's the reason where that 7 million people have PlayStation 4s inside their homes. Please don't forget, ladies and gentlemen. It's 7 million shipped to retailer, which, like I said again, is a good thing. So once they leave their house, they count them as being sold. Okay, I just wanted to add that in there so you can finish what you were saying.
I was just sitting here saying that's impressive. I have to take my hat off to them. But what I don't like though is that the fact they acting like they won some type of civil war or something. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even, the consoles is not out in every region. It's just,
13.
right now it's just, for whatever reason, Microsoft decided to just relaunch in 13 instead of out like how their original plan was. I hear mixed stories about, they had to get the Kinect working in different languages and all this little stuff. But whatever the case may be, they didn't go through with their launch plans, and they decided to go in 13. And 5 million in 13 countries is very impressive as well. So it's just apples and oranges. I just don't like the fanboys how they going all in like they won something. I heard things like in 5 months, PlayStation has shut it down and knocked Xbox out the box in 5 months. I said, come on now, y'all. These are babies. These consoles are babies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't go full retard like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not even out in all regions yet. Y'all got 72 areas that y'all can pull from to make up this 7 million. And you know what I'm saying? And right now we only got 13. So just knock it off. Okay. And that's just my point.
Hey, let me say something real quick. Listen up, idiots. Let me just say this real quick to all the fucking retards out there that don't understand this or bring up ship numbers or what have you, all right? I'll explain this to you. Retailers aren't goddamn consignment shops. Microsoft isn't loaning these fucking consoles to retailers and then getting money when they're sold to people. Microsoft sells these fucking things to retailers and get paid for them. And they've done this. Over 5 million units have gone and done this. It doesn't matter. There's no 100% accurate way to say how many are in people's homes. How would they do that? You ship these things to mom and pop stores. They don't necessarily report to the MPD. It's not an exact science. So to sit there and go, oh, shipped versus sold is a pointless argument. And if you're making this argument right now and you were a PlayStation 3 fan last generation, then look at every single announcement for 7 years that Sony did for game sales, for unit sales. They're all shipped sales. Every company does this. So don't be a goddamn hypocrite. These aren't consignment shops. It's over 5 million. And if somebody had said 5 months in the Xbox One's going to do 5 million sales, you probably wouldn't have believed it. It's immensely popular. It's a great number for Xbox and Microsoft. It's the best-selling Xbox platform to date. It's doing 60% better than the Xbox 360 did in the same time frame, which is hugely impressive. Each Xbox One owner owns an average of 3 games for the console, which is just amazing. I mean, that's really, really good. So what if it's 2 million behind the PlayStation 4 right now? Who cares? It can be successful and not have to sell exactly what the PlayStation 4 has sold. And people act like it's a failure because it hasn't sold as much, which is bullshit.
You know what? I got a different take on this, right? And I don't want to take that I'm sugarcoating this by any means. I'm keeping it fun. I'm being brutally honest with you guys, okay? The Xbox One is only out in 13 regions, right? The PlayStation 4 is out in 72 regions, and if I'm not mistaken, okay? So you mean to tell me in 60 more countries, the Xbox One couldn't sell 2 million consoles? In the same amount of time? I'm just being real. I want you guys to think about that. The Xbox One, I'm saying kudos to Sony for what they're doing. I take my hat off to them. The Xbox One is out in only 13 countries and has managed to sell 5 million units, okay? Better than the Wii U, better than the 360, the PS3, and all that shit. The PlayStation 3 is out in 72 fucking countries. Do you honestly believe, I'm just saying, you ain't got to be a math genius or a rocket science, do you honestly believe the Xbox One couldn't sell 2 million units between fucking 60 some odd countries? Yeah. Think about that. You know? I mean, and it is what it is. Both of these consoles, I don't understand why both of these consoles cannot be doing well. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. It's not, Microsoft doesn't cut me a check. Sony doesn't cut you guys a check. It's good for gaming. When Sony sells well, or Microsoft, these developers are going to see, hey, these consoles, these next generation consoles are excelling extremely well. Let's double down on new games and X, Y, and Z. It's just, I don't understand that stuff. Like I said, I don't. To me, the games. I can care less who sells what. They don't cut me a check. It's all good. Look at the sales, say, all right, fine. But I'm glad both of the Xbox One and the PS4 are doing well. I helped contribute to one of the 7 million sales of the PlayStation 4. I own one. And 90% of you motherfuckers that are leaving dumb shit on my timeline, you guys don't even own the next generation console. That's guys on shut the fuck up. Just sit back. If you like the Xbox, if you like PlayStation, enjoy it. I never seen so many motherfuckers. If you don't like the Xbox, why do you keep this shit in your names, in your mouth so much? These motherfuckers. No, I'm looking at my Twitter feed. I bullshit not. 6 a.m. I'm looking at these dumbass men. Oh man, I was an Xbox man. They're not getting Spider-Man. Fuck that. I'm a pony now. So you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So you know what? Yo, fuck Microsoft. They ain't got Spider-Man. I'm about to become a pony. So you don't want to play Halo 5? You don't want to play Counter Break? Knock it the fuck off, man. I just think they sound stupid in a motherfucker, man. I mean, that's just my take. Again, So you honestly believe that Microsoft can sell 2 million consoles in 60 countries, between 60 countries?
Hey, you just look at the math for that. It's not very much. People are like, well, they don't normally do well in these other parts. I'm like, they don't have to do as well as Sony in these other countries to make up the difference. If they just sell, 30, 40,000 units per country, boom, they've caught up in no time. You know what I mean? It's going to be much closer than that. Obviously, Microsoft, in my opinion, needs to take care of whatever the disparity is here at home in North America, because Xbox One has the games. I think that they should be. I mean, it's not like Sony's blowing them out of the water in North America, but Jesus, you would think that the American people would be intelligent enough to realize that Sony has no games, unless it's just a money thing. You know what I mean? I do happen to think that some of the younger people, maybe their parents were going to buy them a new console and $500 was too much. And so, they're going with the $400. This could be with the whole free-to-play thing, too. Like, that's really popular for the PlayStation fans. I mean, I did a video about how I hate free-to-play on consoles, and, man, the PlayStation fans and the PC fans just flipped the fuck out on me, But, so because they like their freebies, you know what I mean? And I don't. I support developers and I mean, it's like this. Does anybody really like independent movies? No, because they suck. Independent movies suck. There's no production.
Hey, 60 subs, man. You keep that shit up, man. You about to lose 60 fucking subscribers.
Well, no, it's because indie movies suck. Indie games suck for the most part. There's some that are okay. I'll grant you that. Free-to-play games, we might play them for a little bit, but on a console, are we really going to play free-to-play, or do we talk about free-to-play as like, man, I can't wait till the next big free-to-play game? Nobody does that on consoles. You know what I'm saying? And like Sony has instituted this whole thought process on gamers where they think they're entitled to free stuff and free to play is the thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not personally things that I enjoy, and that's just how I feel about it. But again, it's just my opinion, and people don't have to take that as fact. You know what I mean? People
you know what I had, not to cut you off, crap, but what I had thought about this whole thing is that they trying to turn these consoles into a PC, and it should stay a console. You know what I'm saying? I don't want a Steam machine or no type of PC or those type of features that's on that, because that's too familiar.
Because you like consoles.
You bought a console because you bought, you want these exclusives, you want these games, you know what I'm saying, that they put their hard work into, and that's the essence of console gaming. That's why I want it. I don't want free to play. You know what I'm saying? I want to buy my games. I want those good games that you can't get. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere else.
So let me hold on. I'm sweating like a motherfucker. Hold on. Sweating like motherfucking R. Kelly in preschool. Hold on. God damn.
Hey, what?
Yeah.
What at night? What?
That was a bad joke.
You just get off the toilet?
No, I don't know. I said that shit about R. Kelly.
Just took that mean one, boy. Good grief.
Nah, I'm sweating like a motherfucker. Let me get some tips. What I'm gonna say is, what are you saying? Like, you don't. Both of you guys. Now. What's my daughter? Both of you guys are saying that you guys don't agree with the free-to-play model. You don't like it, like the Warframes, and you don't care for that type of stuff. And it shouldn't be on console? Is that what you guys are saying?
Well, I'm saying that, it's that putting those focus on the consoles is actually is kind of pushing back some development teams that could be working on AA or AAA titles. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean that they got to spend millions and millions of dollars on the game. But I would take a Killer Instinct, which isn't AAA, but probably like AA and really high quality, over something that's like real shitty. Like, I mean, you know, look, World of Tanks on Xbox 360 for a free-to-play game is okay. You know what I mean? But it's not something that people on my friends list play very often, or that people talk about. These free-to-play games aren't winning any awards. Most of them are actually pay to win, and if if you're playing for free, you aren't going to be able to do as good as somebody who's going to invest a little bit of money into these things, and that's what they want. They want your money. There's no such thing as a free game. They obviously can't operate under that kind of structure. You have to make money to be able to do games. And so free-to-play isn't really a sustainable model on consoles, because gamers that are going to play a free-to-play game are cheap and aren't going to invest money into it, and so the game's not going to make any money, and it's not going to do very well. I've played all the free-to-play games on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. You play them for a couple achievements or trophies here or there, and then you're done with them. You never go back. I delete them off my hard drive, and that's the end of it, because they aren't fun. They don't hold my interest. I don't feel invested in the games, maybe because I didn't actually purchase them. If you guys can understand what I'm saying, like, if I buy a game, I feel attachment to that game. I want to earn the achievements in there. I want to go, you know what I'm saying? With free-to-play, I just feel no attachment whatsoever. Most of the games are really bad. I mean, there's some really bad free-to-play games out there, like that Spartacus Legends game. I mean, there's just a ton of really bad games out there.
Can I just say one thing? And again, let's see, a free-to-play game. To me, I like the way Tecmo did DOA 5 or whatever the fuck in the fighting game. You know what I mean? The fact that, most people, when you play a fighting game, you only play with 2 or 3 characters, right? And this being real. Even though, like I said, I will buy the whole roster just for shits and giggles, but even if you take the Killer Instinct, I only play with 2 or 3 people. And they gave me the option to play with those 2 or 3 people. You know what I mean? The same thing with Dead or Alive. They put out another one, DOA Ultimate. It's only free-to-play model. I think it was on the PlayStation 3. That I may use 3 characters on DOA. So suddenly going out spending $40 for 3 people. I'm sorry, for $40 on the whole game, and I'm only going to use 3 of those characters. Tecmo gave me the option to pay $15 for these 3 characters I'm going to use. I think that's kind of slick, man. I don't know. You know what I mean? If everybody doesn't have my type of money, or maybe your money, or Showstopper, they can't afford to pay everything. Now I understand what you're saying. The whole free-to-play. If it's a good game, I'm not talking about that shit. Something that's a grade A game. You know what I mean? And that's dope. But take a game like Rise, right? Good production. And say that was free-to-play, but you had to buy perks to perk your character up and stuff. That probably been dope, man. I don't know, man. I don't really have opinion, not against it, but as long as it's done right. Don't nickel and dime me. Tap me out at $60 or whatever the game may cost. Tap me out of there. Only spending $190 on this one goddamn game, and I'm still going. If somebody can spend more money than me, and then you just tap me out at $60 or whatever the case may be. And I think that may be okay. Just my opinion, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're all different. I'm just saying, for the most part, people aren't talking up free-to-play games. You know what I mean? Like, like there's that new one coming out for Sony or whatever. It's like that DayZ ripoff or whatever it is.
Oh, you talking about that zombie game coming up?
Yeah, it's like H1.
No. Sony got the other one coming from Capcom. What do you call that shit?
Deep Down.
Deep Down, yeah, it's free to play.
Yeah, I know. Like,
I kind of lost interest in that game once I found it was not a real retail game. It was just a download. And
yeah, see, the game looks good, and then like from a graphical standpoint, it may be interesting, but then you find out it's free to play, and then I think a lot of people lost interest in it at that point. It's not something that. I don't think hardcore gamers are hardcore for free-to-play. You know what I mean? I think hardcore gamers might mess around with free-to-play a bit, but hardcore gamers like, hardcore games, and free-to-play is more casual. That's why I always thought it was funny when the Sony fans were saying Xbox gamers were casual. I'm like, you realize Sony's pimping out free-to-play and indies, which are stuff my mom would play. So, and which one's casual at the end of the day? Okay, well, at the end of the day, that's cool, so,
We talked about the $7 million. I'm sorry, $7 million. We talked about the $7 million in sales. We talked about the Spider-Man. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Maybe before we open up the show to the and also, you guys, if you're watching live, put your comments and your questions. Sorry, not your comments. Comments too is cool. But put your questions in the video. We're gonna go there. We're gonna ask, answer some of you guys' questions as we're going, like we normally do. Is there anything else you or Showstopper would like to talk about, discuss that happened this week? Or since the last time we intervened? Not even this week. Since the last time we intervened.
Yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit about this whole Respawn thing with Titanfall.
Okay, good thing. I forgot about that. Good shit, bro.
Well, basically, to some people that didn't know, it was reported on like Sony Gaff and these sites that Microsoft money hatted the hell out of Titanfall to keep it off the PlayStation 4. How EA was sorry that they did it now and all this kind of stuff. Well, now we find out.
Was that confirmed? That was the throwaway guy. Was that fucking confirmed by EA saying that shit?
I mean, it should confirm that that guy's full of shit. That whole NeoGAF, that whole thing is so full of fake-ass insiders, quote-unquote insiders, it's not even funny. But anyway, so now we know from this documentary that that's not the case at all, that the game wouldn't have been made at all without Microsoft's money. Because even though EA is publishing the game, Respawn had to fund it, and they needed servers, they needed money to put this game out, and Microsoft gave them both. So a lot of people that were like hating on Microsoft saved this game. I mean, it's an amazing game, and at the end of the day, it wasn't a money hat issue. It was a fact where Respawn actually went to Sony, and Sony ignored them and blew them off a couple of times. They were going to put the game on the Vita, too. They were willing to do this, and the Vita has no games. So why wouldn't Sony say, hey, okay, let's work with you? Sony has this perception, or they put off this perception that they're so pro-developer, they're so pro-everything, and then this stuff like this comes out, and people just overlook it or don't bring it up. Sony could have had Titanfall on their console, but they chose to be too tight-lipped about the PlayStation 4 and not work with Respawn. Hence, a big game like Titanfall ends up being a platform exclusive with Microsoft. And Sony fans have nobody to blame but Sony. But you don't see them blaming Sony at all, do we? Have we seen... What's that?
There was an article. Jesus, if I'm not too lazy, I'm a lazy black bastard. Ray Coonish and me. It was an article right at the E3 of saying, the reason why Titanfall is a Microsoft exclusive, because, like you said, Respawn went to Sony and with their vision of this game and what they wanted to do with this game, and with their vision of the game, and they needed 100,000 servers virtually to spin up and do this game, and I think the reason why Sony was mum about it, because they didn't have the resources too. You know what I mean? That's the thing. The reason why they didn't have the resources.
Yeah, they don't have the servers because they're real expensive, and Microsoft has them. In fact, Microsoft is building a brand new server data center in Iowa, I believe. It's a $1.5 billion new server farm that's going up over there. So yeah, they're definitely investing big into the whole cloud aspect and things like that. So I mean, that's really good for Xbox gamers and people that were saying, oh well. Titanfall might not be exclusive the next time around. Maybe, maybe not. But unless Sony can step up to the bat, to the plate with some money and some servers, you never know.
Yeah.
Hold on, bro. I'm just pausing. I'm playing fucking Assassin's Creed. I just got killed. Listen, okay. Well, so your question to both of you guys. Maybe it came out about the whole, like I said, everything comes out, all the dirt comes out in the laundry pretty soon. Being that it came out that Sony wasn't willing to cooperate with Respawn Entertainment and and tell them the specs of their system, and what do they wanted and stuff. Because like I said in that article, Respawn did go to Sony, and told Sony, and I believe they went to Sony first, if I'm not mistaken, and told them their vision for this game and what they wanted to do. Since we both know that, do you think that Titanfall 2 will be on the PlayStation 4?
Yeah, I think so. I just think EA, how greedy they are. I think they're gonna.
So they're gonna. You think Sony? You think Sony's gonna pony up for the servers?
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they got those PlayStation 3s that they convert into servers, so we'll see how that turn out.
Well, those are supercomputer, and they do use that alien technology in there, right, guys?
Yeah, so we'll see how that works. You know what I'm saying?
Processor.
But with the tape duct and everything, they got all that. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, I think EA ain't gonna allow it. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why Respawn signed with them again to publish them. So we'll see what happens. They could have signed with Microsoft to publish them. You know what I'm saying?
But they went with Respawn. I think it was in their contract that if the game sold a certain amount or something like that, EA won't let that shit off the hook. You know what I mean? It was something like fun.
Hey, this is the funny thing, all right? According to this article, it says the way Respawn saw it, the developer had never agreed to full exclusivity for Titanfall on Xbox platform. Only an exclusive window of up to 13 months. Zampella maintains that the team only found out that EA had turned an exclusive window into a permanent deal in the summer of 2013, weeks after the game's spectacular showing at E3. The deal was a complicated one, as Respawn was dealing directly with Xbox. Instead, or they weren't dealing directly with Xbox. Instead, terms were negotiated through EA, which signed a larger, overreaching partnership with Microsoft and Xbox. So basically, Respawn has no control over what publishes, so EA was the ones that Microsoft dealt with the entire time. Microsoft could continue to deal with EA and do the same thing, but I kind of doubt it. I think that we'll see it multi-platform just because it didn't push consoles the way Microsoft probably wanted it to. Had Microsoft come out with a Titanfall bundle where it came with a Titanfall controller and an actual Titanfall-themed Xbox, I think that would have done much better than the one they released where it's just a regular Xbox One, regular controller, and a digital copy of the game. I think that's kind of shitty. That could have messed them up a bit.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I found funny, man, is they offered Respawn the Vita.
We got this handheld.
That was a slap in the face, man. Here, you can put this game on the Vita. That's crazy.
What the fuck is my Vita? I like it. Okay, we're right here. The Vita dope shit.
They offered them the Vita, though, man. I was like, wow.
Dude, could you imagine, though, if they could have had... I mean, it probably would have been peer-to-peer because Sony has no servers, but, who really knows, I mean, I don't... A lot of things get said bad about Microsoft. They money hat this, money hat that, but nobody ever brings up the fact that Sony money hats people and Sony pays to get people, developers, to give them exclusive content. I mean, what, Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, all these games have paid exclusive content because Sony pays for it, yet nobody says shit about any of it. Microsoft's the big bad wolf. But why do people overlook all the negative stuff that Sony does, like not talking to Respawn and getting this great game on their platform, considering they're for the gamers and for developers, as their taglines say, but yet they don't get this game for their games, for their gamers. They don't help out this developer that's basically an indie developer that has no money. They're basically a startup, and Sony's supposed to be so friendly and kind to all these types of people. But where were they on this? They really dropped the ball, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no shit, surely. They did drop the ball, but shit, man. I mean, I said it is what it is, man. We can, you know what, dog? Like I said before, at the end of the day, and not saying that it's fair, not fair. I'm going to record again. I'm going to say this. I think that just generation will be the worst generation when it comes to gaming and with fanboys, because a lot of this shit, like bro, I'm 36 years old. Yes, I am. 36 years old, and I've never remembered gaming or fanboys being this bad. You know what I mean? I'm just being some of the shit they come up with, and
hey, we're gonna have problems with the comments because we're not getting many questions. Mostly it's just how I'm a fat loser and how I suck.
I told you, what motherfucker said you're a fucking perverted bitch. Die, you know what I mean? Yeah, if you guys are watching, we're gonna open the show up to you guys. We can start asking some of you some questions, whatever the case may be. I just think it's I don't know, man. It is what it is, though. But is anything else you wanted to say? We can go right now to the comments.
We can just go to the comments. They're entertaining enough.
Go to the comments in the video. All right, here we go. Let me pause the video. Here we go. All right, congratulations on the partnership with Freedom. Okay, shout out to Blazing Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay, Cycle Gamer, what do you guys feel with the real shocker announcement at E3 for all 3 consoles? All right, what do we feel will be the shocker announcement at E3 for all 3 consoles? Okay, now, bro, Cycle Gamer, I'm going to give you 2 because I don't know much about, well, fuck it. Nintendo announced a new console, a new, more powerful Wii U Part 2, a stronger fucking Wii U or something, a better platform, I don't know. For Sony, hopefully they announce a God of War, and for Microsoft, they announced that they bought a Japanese publisher. That's mine. What about you, Show? And Show, what about you? What do you think?
That's interesting. I'm wondering who out of the 2 companies will, if it's, you know, because I heard the game was was being made, but hopefully we'll see which one gets it. You know, Shamu. I want to see. Yeah, right. That would be a shocker for me if Sony or PlayStation get that. That would I mean, you know, PlayStation or Microsoft gets it. So you know, that would be a shocker for me. That would be a surprise. But from all 3, I ain't gonna troll. Microsoft, I don't know. Ain't nothing can surprise me, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Nothing surprised me.
Okay,
but you know, hopefully though, Nintendo do get you know, a better console. So right, that would be shocking.
What about you, Pratt?
I think Sony is going to the thing they're going to try to do is you know, they always like to get that big pop. So they're going to show off the Last Guardian trailer, say, for the PS4 and say coming soon. They're not going to do a release date, but people will flip out and be like, oh, my God, the Last Guardian. Woo, Sony wins. So we know Sony, that they're going to definitely, that'll be their big shocking thing, I believe. They're going to show off a trailer for the Last Guardian and say coming soon or something like that. Nintendo, I think they're going to show off the new Zelda game. There's lots of rumors about that. I don't know if that's shocking, but I think it's going to look pretty good. Microsoft, I think they're going to announce an official price cut, and I think they're going to announce an old rare IP. I think either Banjo-Kazooie or Conker. And I mean, that's not too shocking, but I think a price cut and, you know, breaking into some of those old rare IPs are pretty good for gamers, I think.
Hey, I do got a surprise. Microsoft by Capcom.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
that would be, man.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what I got before here? Not even a question, more or less a statement. I think no matter what Microsoft shows at E3, they're still going to say that Sony won.
Yeah, I've been saying that for a long time. Sony's going to talk about how many PlayStation 4s they sold. They're going to show off some CGI shit, some third-party stuff, and then everybody's going to be like, wow, Sony really slapped Microsoft this year. Hey, guys, let's all circle jerk each other and talk about how great Sony is.
That's stupid. All right.
Oh, man.
Can you ask how old he was? Man. Somebody named HK, what's his name? HK, well, 77. Can you ask Crappy Game how old was when he lost his virginity? The fuck? You guys are kind of weird here. We got some weirdos here in this week's episode, man.
Oh, you already know what that's about.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right, let's go. Let's look in here. Thunderbird, what's going on, Thunderbird, Wano, my man, Thunderbird 614. We got here. Is this an exclusive podcast? Nah, it's just, you know, just the same big game of small talk we're doing today, you know, for the last 13 weeks, man. You know, we always say sometimes we're gonna maybe open it up to special guests some weeks, but we'll see how that go. Okay, how do you feel? We got a question from Stu Jersey. How do you feel about the Division and Watch Dogs? Crap, shoot.
I think Watch Dogs is going to be really good on all platforms. I think that it's going to be a lot of people are going to compare it to Grand Theft Auto, but I think it's just going to be its own thing, honestly. I think it's going to look good. It's going to play good on all platforms, even last-gen consoles. I think, you know, if it does eventually come to the Wii U, it'll probably be fun on there because the gamepad will offer a lot of different options for like hacking and things like that. So I think that Watch Dogs is a game that it should be on a lot of people's radar. It might not look as good as what we saw a couple years ago on those high-end PCs, but that happens to almost every game nowadays. They want to impress you at first, get the game on your radar, and then kind of let you down a little bit, but the game can still be fun. As for The Division, I'm really excited for that. You know, we've actually seen some Xbox One footage of that. We know that Xbox One is getting some exclusive content for that first or whatever. So I'm really excited to see these online games. Like, you know, the Xbox One was originally going to be, you know, this game that's dedicated to online and using the cloud and stuff like that. With games like Titanfall, The Division, The Crew, these games are all online only. So you're going to get the most out of your internet connection. I like the connectivity. That's why I like Xbox Live and the Xbox brand, because they've been doing it the longest. So these games that are always online and that offer that interactive experience, I'm looking forward to that. So I'm really excited for both of these games.
Mm-hmm. All right, I got another question. I'm just refreshing the page. Another one from Cycle Gamer. What do you think will sell more, The Order or Quantum Break? He's going to say The Order. The PlayStation 4 fans are thirsty for their exclusives.
He might be right.
Well, I think Quantum Break's coming out this year. The Order, I think, is going to get pushed back to next year.
15, so. Yeah, it's going to be 15.
So you think? So do you think The Order will outsell Quantum Break?
No, I think Quantum Break. Actually, I think Quantum Break is a game where a lot of, one thing I noticed is a lot of Xbox gamers or Xbox fans aren't afraid to buy a PlayStation 4 as well. You know, I mean, like Zaire, you have one, Worry Ward has one. I know a lot of people that have one, and that's fine. You guys aren't all hardcore and shit about that. Like, oh my God, I'm not going to touch a PlayStation 4. So a lot of the Xbox fans are like that. They'll buy a PlayStation 4 eventually for Uncharted or whatever. I know I probably will eventually in a year or so. But I notice a lot of PlayStation 4 gamers are just like real stubborn about things. They don't want to buy an Xbox One. They think it's bad. They think it's evil, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But Quantum Break is one of those games where I actually see PlayStation 4 owners buying an Xbox One for this game. We all know Remedy does awesome games. If there's probably one game that really PlayStation owners wanted, it was Alan Wake from last generation. You know what I mean? So I would say that if Microsoft lowers the price of the Xbox One this year, a universal price cut to say $399 with Kinect, and Quantum Break comes out and it's as amazing as it looks, I think you're going to see a lot of sales. And like System Seller gets pushed around a lot, but I think that could be a really good system seller for the Xbox One.
Okay. I got another good question here. Xbox 488 and Next Gen Gaming. Question. Why are people downplaying DirectX 12 so much? From what I've seen, this API is doing something completely new with the equal distribution of process to all cores and the processing unit. How compared to people don't realize that this is far from a standard optimization of an SDK and such. It's a new way of processing data altogether. And I'm going to let Showstopper you go. Why do you think that people are downplaying DirectX 12 as much?
Because they don't have it. Simple as that. They don't have it. You know what I'm saying? It's a Microsoft exclusive thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's only exclusively to Microsoft products, and you know they don't have it. So you're going to downplay it because if it turns out to be awesome, you know what I'm saying, which it sounds like it is.
It's gonna.
You know, they now they got something else to worry about. You see what I'm saying? That you know. They just don't have it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. They don't have it. So you know, it is what it is.
All right, your thoughts, Crap Gamer?
I think that well, there's one thing. All right, this is the problem. You have Xbox fanboys, like the crazy ones, that are like DirectX 12 is going to be the real game changer, and it will be. But for first-party games and possibly second-party games, will third-party developers take the time out to use it as much as the first party? Probably not. So you're going to have to rely on them just using the better tools and things like that. They might implement a little bit of it, but I think for the most part you're going to see the first-party games really excel with this and things like that. I think it gets downplayed by the internet because it's mostly Sony fans. You got like N4G and NeoGAF. So of course they're going to downplay something that the Sony PlayStation 4 doesn't have. They have to have the most powerful thing, the best thing. And the fact that DirectX 12 can't be on PlayStation, and the fact that the Xbox One kind of slid one under the radar with building the Xbox One around DirectX 12 from the first place means that they're going to have this newer version that the PlayStation 4 can't possibly do with Mantle or OpenGL. No matter what they do or what they say, they're not going to get the latest version like what Microsoft has with the Xbox One. And so that's why they downplay it.
Oh, okay.
Simple as that.
Well, as far as me, how you say, ponies fear what they don't understand, hate what they can't conquer. I guess it's just the theory of man became a monster. You know, these guys summed it up. You know what I mean? I don't. It's going to be the standard for gaming for the next so many years until DirectX 13 comes out. It is what it is, though. You know what I mean? And that's why people are. You can say OpenGPL is nothing like DirectX. Don't give a fuck how you spin it, how you cut it, how you chop it. You know what I mean? When you go get your latest GPU graphics card, you don't say, man, my graphics card can do OpenGPL 19. Nah, man, you should just use DirectX or nothing. So that's what it is. Hate. Oh my God, somebody crashed outside. Jesus. You heard that?
I got so much going on in the background of me, man. It's crazy.
Crashed out there.
My neighbors
We
as
got
well.
haters out today, man. There's hardly you have to like scroll through like 20 goddamn comments.
Hold up, man. It was a fucking pony that broke out the stable and crashed. Damn. I know a pony had to be put down and broke a leg, had to be euthanized. God damn, that shit was loud as hell.
Hey, this guy HUD Zero, I think, says, do you think the PS4 is going to try to one up Xbox at E3 by changing their message again like last year?
What I think Sony again. I think Sony's gonna, especially if Microsoft goes first. And I don't know how that slot go. I wish Microsoft will go after Sony, because Sony's going to try to counter anything that Microsoft does.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
They come with two plans.
Yeah, Plan A and Plan B. You know what I mean? Lies and spies. You know what I mean? Microsoft shows something, they're going to say, well, we can do this. It is what it is. I don't know what they're going to do to one up. I just think wish Microsoft is all they got to do. Let's talk and just let the game speak for themselves. You know what I mean? It's one thing I can say about both companies, and not saying that hate is such a horrible word. Like, in the day, I wish everybody would speak games. You can have your favorite company, but play games, not names. You know what I mean? I think one thing I can say about Microsoft, no company is perfect, but they're at least more or less honest to the consumer. Even with their whole DRM, they was up front with it. Sony act like, no, we wouldn't do that, but we come out later on that they did have plans to do it, and they changed their shit at the last minute after it wasn't revealed too good by with Microsoft. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just think that whatever Microsoft does, Sony's going to spin it, and look at the camera, look at the fucking PlayStation Eye to it. First, Sony said it was stupid to shout commands to your TV. Now look at the PlayStation Eye to it. It doesn't do like the Xbox can do, but now you can sit and say certain commands at the fucking
Dude, well, Sony did the same thing about the Wii years ago. Remember them making fun of the Wii, saying they weren't into gimmicks and things like that, and they were too old for lollipop controllers and things like that. And then, like, years later, when it's really successful, they come out with their own, like, rip-off version of it.
A dildo with anal balls, blowing anal balls.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's what they do, man. I mean, look, they see people like DayZ, and DayZ might not come to their console, so what do? Oh, let's slap together our own version and call it a day. You know what I mean? That's what they do.
What do you look at my book is?
I actually think that if Microsoft is smart, be like, hey, we're showing games. Other company, don't even say Sony, but be like, other companies might like try to come out here with some stupid VR headset or whatever. We don't care about that gimmicky shit. Here's games. Here's games, man. That's what we're playing. Our first parties are making games for the Xbox One. You're not going to need a separate $500 headset to play this or anything like that. It's games, games, games. And in fact, Phil Spencer tweeted, they're not bringing hype to E3. They're bringing games and lots of them. So rack them.
Yeah, buddy. Let's see who else is on here.
Hey, this guy Cycle Gamer says, "Do you guys think Sunset Overdrive gameplay will be shown at E3?" And I can guarantee it'll be shown because Phil Spencer said that's when you're going to see the unveiling of the actual gameplay is at E3 this year.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be one of the major games that's gonna be shown this year.
Okay, let me see.
That and Quantum Break. Quantum Break, we're gonna see a lot of gameplay footage.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
there as well.
exactly.
Okay, well we got another good question here. From Matt Robinson, are any of you excited from Phantom Dust 2? Dan took me back. A Microsoft exclusive possibly being announced at E3. Hey, bro, Matt Robinson, I think he went over a lot of guys' head. A lot of motherfuckers don't remember Phantom Dust. Hell yeah, we'll be excited if they announce the Phantom Dust 2, man. How about you, Crap?
I don't remember Phantom Dust.
Hello?
Phantom Dust.
Yeah.
I think that it would be pretty cool if they do announce that the sequel to it or whatever. Obviously, it'd be another exclusive, so those are always welcome. I think that Microsoft is going to rely heavily on exclusives and go into their back catalog a bit. And now that Phil Spencer is in charge of everything at Xbox, you see even the Rare guys are coming out and saying, "Hey, we got the opportunity to go out and go into our back catalog now and make games, different kinds of games now." So I think that Xbox gamers should be excited for the future, and the future could be looking in the past a bit, if that makes sense. You know, there's a lot of good games that Microsoft owns that could be resurrected on the Xbox One.
Yeah. Can y'all hear that? My neighbors is wild.
No, we can't.
That's why I'm kind of getting choppy, man, because I'm sitting there like...
I keep muting my shit, too, because it's getting loud, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, God, man, they over there having... It's festivities over there, boy. My goodness. Good night.
All right, well, what do you think, Showstopper?
Old schoolers. What's that?
What the hell were we just talking about?
Oh, man, was it E3? We was talking about
Hey,
E3?
what do you think about Sunset Overdrive being shown off at E3?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. What you think about Sunset Overdrive?
I can't wait to see something from that game. You know, I mean, I'm in the dark. I did find out that it was a third person, open world. I thought it was a first person shooter, so you know what I mean. I'm happy for that. Sometimes I get a little first person out, you know what I mean. But
they're actually using the cloud for that, for like dynamic cities and stuff like that. Like what happens changes, and they can just implement it on the fly. Like the good thing about using Azure Cloud and stuff is you don't have to download game updates. Like I noticed a lot of people haven't noticed that with the Xbox One. But if it's a game that's running on servers or whatever, you don't have to download the game update. It's just server side, and then boom, there it is. You know what I mean?
Hey, Psycho Gamer had a question. He said, "What do you guys think will be the secret returning game? Will be Phil Spencer has been teasing it for months. What do you think it is?" I think it's some of them games that he had worked on that he had in his interview that he had announced. What was that? Voodoo Vince.
Voodoo Vince. You know what? I had
and,
Voodoo Vince.
Brothers. He mentioned Brothers, and he mentioned it was some other game. I forgot what it was. But yeah, those games, I think we definitely will see those games.
Well, Phil Spencer is a big platformer fan, and if there's one thing that the Xbox lacks, it's exclusive platformers. And I think they could bring back Banjo-Kazooie. I think they could bring back Conker, Stubbs the Zombie, Voodoo Vince. Any one of these, any one of these would be great games. And the good thing about platformers is they don't have to be AAA games, so they don't have to be super expensive to make. You know what I mean? You can make a good platformer and have it be AA and still have really good quality out of it, and that way it doesn't have to sell as much. But I'd be interested in how these platformers sell on the Xbox One, because it has such a great controller. I feel like platformers would really be good because, you know, if you guys have noticed, the precision in the controller that's been updated now is so much better, and it's like for platformers, for jumping and this kind of thing, it would work much better.
Ain't that a beautiful thing to be able to update your controller?
You know, that's one of the things that I'm happy about. Like, you can get firmware updates on your controller. That just blows my mind. You know what I mean? It's like I love it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like gonna knock the PlayStation 4 controller, but I think the Xbox One controller. I have trouble going back to the 360 controller even, and that controller was awesome. But this controller is just so much better. You know what I mean? I don't really have one negative thing to say about it. You know, I love the controller, man. It's awesome. Let's see here. Oh, this guy. Let's see. Oh, this guy says Blinks. Yeah, Blinks is another one. I have Blinks 1 and 2 on the original Xbox. I did a review for Blinks 1. It's really, really good. Okay, this guy Black Lava 03 says, do you think if Microsoft does a price cut this early for the Xbox One, if such a move would hurt their next console, where fans will develop a wait-to-see approach next time by waiting to buy it later instead of day one of release? Go ahead.
Hold on. I was plugging my headset in. What happened?
Okay, Black Lava 03 says, do you think if Microsoft does
Black Lover?
Yeah, Black Lava. He says, do you think if Microsoft does a price cut for the Xbox One this early, if it would hurt their next console where fans would possibly wait to see instead of buying it? Yeah, what are you going to say?
Nah. Hell no. Like, motherfuckers are like me. You know, I don't wait. I can't. I understand what I eat. Don't beat nobody's shit. You know, everybody doesn't have maybe the same resources. But me, I'm the type of dude. I like to be the day one through all the bumps. I'm the type. I'm a day one type guy. I've always been. You know what I mean? I gotta have my shit day one, no matter what it is. And shit, I went on board a Wii U day one. So slap the shit out of me and choke my grandmother. I'm that type of dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think, Showstopper?
I don't know. I'm sitting here reading these comments. I ain't even paying attention.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll say this. All right. I doubt this is the thing. Microsoft probably should have lowered the price to $399 to match that PlayStation 4 from the beginning. So I think they wanted to see what the demand was. You know, they managed to sell 5 million of these things at a certain price and make money off of that. So I think that they can afford to lower the price now to compete better long term. And I think that that's fine. Like, did Sony lowering the price almost right away on the PlayStation 3 hurt them with the PlayStation 4? No, I don't think so, because I think 5 years from now, 6 years from now, when the next Xbox comes out, that people have short-term memories, and I don't think that their next console will be as expensive. So I don't think it's going to be an issue at all.
All right. I know we got some more good questions in here. What I'm doing is I'm going to the review comments. I got to approve some of them. Some of these motherfuckers are being jerks. All right.
Yes.
Insane Gamer 891. What do you think of
I'm responding to a few of them right now.
Okay. What do y'all think the possibility of Cyberpunk being the big announcement for Microsoft as being exclusive? I don't think there's any chance of Cyberpunk being exclusive for Microsoft. They already announced it as being a multi-platform game. And if you guys don't know, I think CD Projekt are more of a PC developer. They're gonna make it on PC and then port it over to the consoles, and they're not that big, so they want as much money as they can possibly get. Now, like I said, money talk, bullshit walks. I haven't seen any gameplay for the game, but if Microsoft go out there and like they did, and pay for it, then they will. You know what I mean? It is what it is, though. I mean, you guys can. I don't know if you guys ever heard about Cyberpunk.
I've heard of it. I don't think that it's going to be an exclusive whatsoever, though. I think they're just going to release it on multiple consoles like they plan to.
Okay. We got to hell yeah. Okay. Is it okay? It's okay. I think we talked about this last week, but again, Psycho Gamer asks, are we excited for the new UFC game?
Oh, hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna buy it anyway when they showed Bruce Lee. We did talk. I think it was last week before we did talk about it. When they showed Bruce Lee, I was extremely sold. I can't wait to get my hand. I got all the other UFCs, 1, 2, and 3. But even though I'm more of a boxing dude, I like the fight nights and stuff. But I like fighting games. Period. However you want to, I mean, that's probably my second favorite genre. All right. Do we have any other great ones in here? Crappy Nate.
Oh, let's see here. Will we see Halo 5 at E3?
My prediction, hell yeah. We saw it last E3. I mean, we saw it last year at E3. I think we're gonna see some gameplay for that. Maybe they're gonna, say some more about it. I don't know if it's now. It was supposed to be this German. Was it German magazine or the European Xbox magazine announced that Halo 5 is going to be the is going to come out this year. Like, I don't know. So I think we're going to see more from it. I mean, it's a big franchise for Microsoft. The question is are we going to see anything from Gears of War this year? That should be the question.
Yeah, I think they wait for Gears of War to show something next year. But I do think that even if we only get Halo 2 Anniversary this year, that we'll see at least something from Halo 5 this year for sure. I guarantee it.
Okay. Xbox 488 and Next Gen Gaming. Do you guys think that the cloud demo built was actually Crackdown 3, or do you think it was Gears? That game right there, I don't know what the fuck that.
I don't know what. Yeah, that's kind of hard to do.
It wasn't cartoonish enough to be Crackdown. You know, Crackdown has that Borderland type, that cartoony, like, I'm talking about graphics and stuff. Look, and I don't think that could have been. I don't think that was Gears of War either. I don't think there was neither one of them. You know what I mean? That looked more like a real live Call of Duty, like a shooter, like a real thing. Gears of War has that art style too, and I don't think it was neither one of those, bro. To be honest with you.
Yeah, for a full destructible environments like what they were doing, I think that possibly could have been a new game, like a new IP that they're working on. We have to remember that Microsoft is working on multiple new IPs with multiple partners and first parties and things like that, so it could be something brand new.
Oh my god. Hey, yo, I gotta say this one. H. Wells 70 get a good one. He said crap is nothing but a horny Phil Spencer. Hey,
man, these guys crazy.
Hey, Crap, man, these motherfuckers got too much time on his hands. Hey, Crap, what you been doing to the parties out there? Rack them. Rack them.
They're very. Oh, hey, here's a good question. Do y'all think the X1 will ever be able to play the old 360 games from Stu Jersey?
They talked about they looking into that, and they were looking at putting an emulator on the Xbox One. So it won't be like Sony where you have to be connected to online or whatever the case may be. And stream it, and you have to prepay for the games that you already bought. You know what I mean? They were talking about putting the emulator so you can actually play your existing library on your Xbox One. Now, for those of you, I done told you guys before, I don't really suffer from nostalgia.
Don't be
I done spent 9 years already on the Xbox 360. I'm done with it. You know what I mean? So, I'm not knocking those who want it, but some people didn't get their Xbox 360 in 2005. I don't like to go back and forth. I'm into the new graphics or that's just my opinion. You guys can, voice your opinion.
I think that it's good. I still play 360 from time to time. I like it. I have a big back catalog for that. So I think that'll be cool, but I'll probably still play on my 360 because I got it hooked up still. I don't think that but it's good for people that maybe don't have the room. You know what I mean? I hear that's a big thing, like for people with multiple consoles where they don't have room for a whole bunch of consoles hooked up at once or whatever. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for the possibility of that for a lot of people. Maybe not so much for myself, but I think that it'd be a game changer if they're not charging you for it. Where you just put in your disc. I think that's awesome.
Okay. We got a few more questions here. Let me refresh the screen again. Hold on, I gotta review the comments and highlight them all and check them. Hold on. All right, Insane Game. Let's start reviewing. This new format for the YouTube sucks dick, man. I swear. Yeah. All right, let me put the newest comment. There we go. Newest comment. Do you guys play your old 360 games? No, I don't. We got one for future-proof Xbox One. It's my man. He hits me on Twitter. Rare. What can we expect from Rare at E3? What can we expect from Rare at E3?
Well, they're hinting around that they're diving back into their old back catalog. So, like I said, maybe something Perfect Dark or Viva Pinata or Banjo. They have so many games, to be honest with you. So, it could be almost anything, but anything would be awesome, I think.
Yeah, especially if they're able to go back into their old catalog. You know what I'm saying? That would be awesome if they can, even if they can make some new games, because they kind of had them. I don't know. They need to.
Okay, wait. I got one from Lord Bro Amizio. He said I was looking for his question. He left me a question about where she said question you guys. Have you guys as far as craft or shows, have you guys ever played any of the Way of the Samurais games?
I've never even heard of those games.
Yeah.
Nah, me either, little bro. Wade Samurai. He said it did something like, he said they're like Mass Effect, and that's my shit. He said they're like Mass Effect, but no, I haven't played any of those either. All right, now here again, going back here up top. Here we go. Hold up. Here we go. EA has the Star Wars in the bag. Do you think we'll see a Star Wars 1313? No.
No. Was that a Yoshida no?
Yeah, that was Yoshida. All those games, bro. Monroe Roberts. From what I understand, you know, because I was really looking forward to Star Wars 13. They showed that at E3 2012 or 11, and that game looked at fucking kick. It was E3 2012. I'm sorry, E3 2012. But all those games that were started in production, they all got canceled. Ceased production. That game ceased production at all once Disney bought LucasArts and stuff, and Disney gave or EA bought had the licensing from Disney to make all Star Wars game. And I don't know who they would get to finish the Star Wars 13, because I know the first game up from EA for Star Wars is going to be the Battlefront. It's like, and DICE is handling that. That's going to be like a big massive shooter. That Star Wars 13 and that Darth Maul game looked like fucking bananas. I wish they could bring that shit back. I'm not even a big Star Wars dude, but that, I don't know if you guys have seen that Darth Maul game. We was talking about it last week on the show, but that Star Wars 13 was fucking amazing, man.
Yeah, it looked really damn good.
Good. Yeah, it did.
I thought it looked awesome. I thought just really, really cool and interesting. And decapitations. I mean, that's like an adult kind of Star Wars game that you know, I just think that would have been really, really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they was cutting heads off, arms, everything. Yep.
I got another good question here from Anthony Brennan. Brennan, will the Xbox One catch the PS4 in terms of resolution by Christmas? Developers will have the new SDKs by then. Mike, yeah, they said they got new kits and shit out now. You know what I mean? But honestly, though, Anthony, I think by next year this time, I'm just being real. The resolution, you know, it's going to be a thing in the past. We're not going to be talking about resolution anymore. We're going to be talking about the games, which to me is more important. And it's not me damage controlling it, me spinning it. You know what I mean? I think we're going to talk more about games. You know what I mean? Just for the record, the Xbox One has the only exclusive that's 1080p 60 frames per second. So it's not the fact that, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't say multiplayer, I said exclusive. So it's not the fact that the Xbox One, again, can't do 1080p 60 frames per second. You know what I mean? It's, you know, Microsoft are working on the tools, or, you know, making the kits and making it easier to obtain that, you know what I mean, without being a big hassle. So my question is, yeah.
Hey, let me elaborate on something for real quick about that, all right? Developers think the whole resolution thing is a joke. Every developer has basically come out and said that it's stupid to compare this or to be trying to turn resolution into some kind of war or battle cry for these consoles. It's stupid. Developers think it's stupid. Your everyday average gamers think it's stupid. I personally think that the focus should always be on the games. And for one thing, the reason why people are putting such an emphasis on the resolution is a lot to do with how these big websites are handling it. Not last generation or no generation before this one did we ever see resolution in a byline for an article for a game and comparing resolution. Never, never, never have we ever seen Mass Effects in 720p on Xbox 360 but only 540 on PS3. We never saw anything like that last generation on any generation before that. The only reason why it is now is because the way the internet is, and that's a shame. It's always supposed to be about the games. One console has always had better resolution. Think about that. You just didn't know about it. You probably, if you loved the PlayStation 3 last gen, you loved inferior versions because that had inferior versions of every game.
Yes.
You know what I found funny with this whole resolution thing? PlayStation still have not shown, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, it looks like for instance, what's that game out, that little motorcycle game,
Trials Fusion, yeah.
You look at what Digital Foundry have found, you know, it's faded, some things that looks a little
blurry, you know,
and this is that, and that's at 1080p, resolution. I'm like, well, I wouldn't want that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. Majority of the game looks great. It's just certain areas and certain things in the background that just didn't look that too hot. So
Dude,
I
it's
mean,
the same thing with Thief and Battlefield. A lot of games do that for some reason on PlayStation 4. I think because developers are a little bit lazy in some ways. Like, if you think about it this way, the PlayStation 4 has a lot of power up front, and it's easy to develop for. So what they can do is just straight up port shit over without really optimizing it, and they shove it out the door. With the Xbox One, they have to take a little bit more time, so games tend to have a little bit better frame rate or not be as blurry. It's more optimized for the console, whereas people are just straight up porting PC stuff to the PlayStation 4 because it's powerful or whatever up front, but they're not taking time to optimize it, and so you're getting a lot of that blur, and you're getting bad frame rates, that's just, my opinion, but that could be.
I always say it's washed out 1080p. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
two different types of 1080p.
Resolution.
It's actual
isn't
1080p,
graphics.
and then it's PlayStation's 1080p.
Okay.
And I can't put no trust in that.
I got some good questions. So we're gonna do 5 more questions. We're gonna end the podcast. Okay, catch you guys next week. Thank you guys have been asking serious questions. But here we go. From Omega, you know what I'm talking about, little bro, Omega Zo, whatever the fuck you know what I'm talking about. Question: should I want to be fired? Now listen, close your ear, Furious Francis, player essence. Okay, one of you guys want to go first?
Yeah, I'll say that I think that he should resign and that somebody else should step in. I think that, I think they got time to do this because they got to kill some time for the Wii U anyway. So I think what they got to do is bring in somebody that's going to a little bit forward thinking, open up that platform a bit. They need to bring in somebody like what Microsoft did with Phil Spencer, a gamer, somebody that people can relate to, that somebody likes, that talks to people on Twitter and social networks and listens to the fans. That's what they need to do. So I think that he should be fired soon or he should resign soon.
Okay, showstopper, your thoughts?
Oh, I think he should just step down. You know what I'm saying? I know, he want to keep his job and everything, but yeah, just step on down, dude.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's time to go. They need new blood over there. I had said that before. They just need new blood over there.
They need new blood. Brotherly love overrides eye depression. I just told you some game shit. They need some new blood. Listen, that motherfucker needs to Black Monster. That motherfucker needs to fall down on his sword. They need some new shit going on. Like I said, and I've always told you guys, I'm not one that goes out on, and really voices his opinion about something that I have not tried. I bought the Wii U day one, and whenever you can put out a console, seriously, you go put out a console that can't do the basic shit that the original Xbox did back in 2002, there is a problem. Okay, put that down. Whenever you put on, like I said, a console, and they said for them to go back, they said they were going back after the fans, and they lost to Microsoft and to Sony. The fans of Microsoft and Sony are playing online. They're talking to each other. They're having a great time. Whenever you put on a console that can't do the basic shit that those consoles did, not those, but the original Xbox did in 2002, there's a problem. And like I said, and there was an article that came out, I think it was either Eurogame or either DualShock, that said the upper executives in Nintendo didn't have a clue on how PSN and Xbox Live work. And if that is true, all those motherfuckers need to go. You know what I mean? They all need to be let go. Seriously. All jokes aside, man. Nintendo really dropped the ball with the Wii U. Seriously. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, the Wii U was a classic. Stop hating. No, Wii U ain't a fucking classic. That shit is dog shit. That is Nintendo. Listen, here you go again. Now, this is from Cage Raccoon. Whenever you can put out it's not, I'm saying a console always has to be about the most powerful console. But we're talking about being a capable console. You know what I mean? For them to take that stage and say the day of the Wii U being left behind, your biggest competitor. Even I watched it said they don't do well at competing. It's fine at doing your own thing and being different, but you knew your competitors were going to have 8 gigs of RAM. You put out a next generation console that couldn't run any next generation engines. That's fucking crazy. And just being honest, when the Wii U hit them, my first console on the market, okay, this generation, the 7th generation, has been going on since 2005. Listen to me right for 1 second. It's been going on since 2005. So motherfuckers such as myself and people that have been there since 2000, they was looking for something new and something fresh. And I'm not saying the Wii U is not more powerful than last generation console because it's newer technology, it's newer tech, it has no choice but to be. But the games didn't look no better than what I was playing for the last 78 years on the 360 and the PS3. And that was a big fucking problem. They sacrificed the specs of their console to include that fucking tablet. The tablet costs more than making the goddamn system. That is a problem. I'm done.
There we go.
Rack 'em.
Bang, bang. Ah! Damn, dog. I ain't done in a while. Got a headache now. All right. 2 more questions. What we got here? All right. Cheers. Anthony. Oh, no, I'm gonna say cheers to you guys for answering the question. I agree with you. What you are saying. We in 2014. I want to see the highest quality graphics available. I do think the Xbox and Sony will have a new console out in 5 years. They already said the EA and Ubisoft said they don't expect the current. Well, we in the current. We get used to saying that. We are in the current gen for this generation to last as long. You know what I mean? I think within 6 years we should have a new PS4 and the Xbox One. I will also say this: when the 360 and the PS3 came out, they had the top of the line GPUs. I don't think we'll ever see that again. You know what I mean? Because you got graphics cards that cost $1,000, and don't get me wrong. Sony and Microsoft, they don't pay top dollars for these GPUs. They get them at, I think the PlayStation 3. My God, I'm going blank here. The PlayStation 3 at the time it launched, and both the Xbox One, both had the top of the line GPUs when they came out. Maybe that graphics card made it cost $400. I think the PlayStation maybe paid $88 for it. They get this shit in bulk and they buy millions and millions of them. You know what I mean? But PCs would never pass. Consoles would never pass PCs again in terms of power ever. That window then it went too long. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I know we got some other questions here. Hold up. Let me refresh the page. And let me get going here. We're going to answer 2 more questions. I'm sorry. Let me pause that. Review comments. Let me go in here. All right. Stop. Review. Here we go here. All right. Okay. Okay, here we go. Connect costs more than no. Actually, he said this Crusader of the Xbox 360. I say this one for you, crap. He said the Connect costs more than the actual Xbox One. Is there any truth to that, crap?
No.
That's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Good lord.
Hey, yo, give him a rack 'em.
Hey, rack 'em, bitch, because you're stupid, man. That's dumb. I'm not even going to answer that because it's stupid.
Okay.
You're dumb, kid.
You talking about the PSU, but this Xbox was underpowered. Listen, now, a Crusader, end of the day, it is what it is. Nigga, you talking about the Wii U, but the Xbox, no, the Xbox One isn't underpowered. The Xbox One is under optimized. I give you that, but it's not underpowered. Now, like I said, Microsoft does not have the track record of lying to their consumers. It says no way in hell they would have put out a console to give their biggest competitor a 30 to 40%. The people saying 50. The PS4 is 50% more powerful than the Xbox One. Microsoft output us. We wouldn't give our biggest competitor a 30% advantage. Now, if you don't even know where these consoles are built, we don't even know what GPU is in the Xbox One. I'm just being that. I'm not damage control. I'm not spinning it. You know what I mean? When DirectX 12 is made available, whatever the case, it's going to cut the uses of the CPU in half, and you're going to be able to. The Xbox One is 8 cores. All 8 cores are going to be able to work, and you're going to be able to handle the to split the process of again between all 8 cores. The PlayStation 4 can't do that. The PlayStation 4 has 8 cores, but you can use 6 of those cores for gaming. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like I said,
Hey, to elaborate on that also, right now, even though the Xbox One has 8 cores, most of the functions are only used in 1 core. So it's really going to help out alleviating some of that stress on the CPU and GPU.
Only use 1 core.
Yeah, by spreading it over 8, you're going to be able to do more.
Yeah, as I said, the Xbox One right now, with DirectX 11, they're only using 1 core of the Xbox One. And when DirectX 12 come out, it's not me just pulling something between the ass. You can look it up yourself. They're going to use the whole 8 cores. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So like I said, you're thinking about, like this whole resolution thing is going to be a thing in the past. You know what I mean? I think, like I said, it is what it is, man. We can sit and talk, you know what I mean? I'm a patient man. I'm 36, I'm patient. And I'm okay with what I have right now. But listen, I have both consoles, okay? Both consoles. And I got Infamous, and I'm just being real. From what I see right now, I'm not saying games will get better. There's nothing on the PlayStation 4 that looks 50% better than what's on the Xbox One. To God's truth. And that's just
absolutely nothing.
There's no spin. There's no motherfucking. I own. A lot of people don't think I understand. I own both of these motherfuckers. I came out in a record and said that Infamous is a nice looking game. It's by far the best looking game that's on the PlayStation 4. It's not what they showed at E3, but it is thus far the best looking game on the PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? All right. Okay, let me go back here. All right. I got a comment from Blazing Phoenix. How many exclusives are Microsoft going to show at E3? Anyone got to take a crack at that?
How many exclusives? I think they're going to show off at least 5 or 6 because we know they're going to show Quantum Break and Sunset Overdrive.
What, new exclusives.
No, not those.
New exclusives?
Yeah.
New exclusives. I would say between 3 to 5.
3 to
Somewhere
5?
in there. Yeah.
Okay. I would say 5.
I was about to say.
No, shit, I just read something that Microsoft working on.
Yeah, it's like, wasn't it like 10 or something like that?
No,
15?
15 new exclusives.
Yeah, 15 new exclusives.
That Microsoft will work on 15 brand new exclusives. Now, I don't know if they're going to show all 15 of these motherfuckers at E3. You do realize they got the GDC, and they also have Tokyo Game Show. Now, I hope they do show some more of that new Fable that's using the Unreal Engine 4.
Oh, did you see that fucking the dynamic lighting in those screenshots? Oh my god.
Yeah, I want the fucking ponies. When I saw that shit crap, I want to have sex with someone's grandmother. Rack 'em.
Dude, I'm like looking at these things, and they put out this big tech speak blog or whatever because people are like, oh, Xbox One can't do dynamic lighting or all this shit. So they put out this thing showing that they're running Unreal Engine 4 in 1080p with the next Fable with dynamic lighting. And it looks beautiful. This game looks like fucking. It's like game porn. You're looking at it, and I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? It looks amazing. Like these are the exclusives that are going to really set the Xbox One apart because they're not indie games or free-to-play games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Shout out. Hey, HUD X0. He said, shout out to us. I'm looking for your last question. I don't see it. But hold up. You guys got one you want to hit? Spin up. Last question. Looking for. Come on. We got some messages to bring back the games. Okay. All right. Hold on. But I'm going way down to the bottom here. Insane Gamer 891. Do you think the Xbox could announce a new racing exclusive other than Forza? I'm sorry. I think Phil Spencer already came out and said that they don't want to cloud the, they already have Forza. Because I would love to see Project Gotham. That's my shit. They have Forza and Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon is more like a Need for Speed or more arcadey type simulation, which I enjoy the most.
Forza Horizon 1 was amazing. It was my favorite racing game last generation. I just loved it.
They're going to show that also, too.
Yeah, Horizon 2 is definitely going to get shown off this year, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so would that be the last question?
Hold on. Let's see what we
somebody had asked about Mad Max, Irish champ.
What's the question? Yeah, spin it. Yeah,
he said, next gen, will you be getting Mad Max when it pop out?
Oh, hell yeah. Mad Max.
Yeah, you already know. Yeah, I'm getting that.
Okay,
that game looks awesome.
I got one for it. I got one. The White King Kong. All right. Who said the Wii U can handle next generation engines? Sonic Boom is running on the upscale CryEngine 3. Isn't we on the CryEngine 4 now? Tablet CPU versus PC CPU. RAM has nothing to do with games if the games are optimized. Okay, White King Kong. Here's the thing. All right, you ready for the White King Kong? I'm going to take you back to, was it last year when Epic unveiled the Unreal Engine, right? And they announced the Unreal Engine for the Xbox One, the place where next generation consoles and PC, right? And they said, now let me be real with you. Listen what I'm saying now. The 7th generation, all of the besides the Wii, ran Unreal Engine 3. But the consoles had a watered down version, was scaled down Unreal version of. We may have used 20% of the Unreal Engine 3 inside console gaming's last generation, or this, whatever you want to call it, right? Now, with that being said, and Mark Rain said that the Unreal Engine 3 is for the Wii U. Can it be run? Can Unreal Engine 4 be on the Wii U? But it wouldn't have any of the new features. If all that shit would have to be taken away. The Snowdrop engine can't be ran on the Wii U. You know what I mean? The new engine that they have for, that Ubisoft is using in the Division. You know what I mean? They can't be done on the Wii U. So why would you put out a console that couldn't get any of these fucking these next generation games? Just think about it. Look at all these games that are coming out. The Batman game, prime example, can't be done on the Wii U. And that is a problem. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I'm not, you know what I mean? Why would they put out a console that's so far anemic compared to your competitors? Because think about it, you get exclusives every 2-3 months, right? When you got Donkey Kong and in February, what's your next game you got coming out? Smash Bros. Or whatever fucking. That's not coming out in May. So you got all these games between the Wii U. Didn't get how many games between February until May? I'm just being real. You get multiplats every Tuesday, and like I said, you get exclusives every 3 months or so, man. And that's a fucking problem, man. It is. I don't get how you spin it. You know what I mean? The Wii U can't fucking get the Batman game just for shits and giggles. You know what I mean? Fuck it, man. I think a lot of people think it's just coming off hating on Nintendo, or these developers are hating on Nintendo, but they have a vision. Why did they have to scale down what they have? You know what I mean? They have a vision for this game. And the Wii U obviously can't do it. You know what I mean?
They should have just had a regular controller, and they didn't have to have 8 gigs of RAM, but probably 6 wouldn't have killed them. You know what I mean? And it would have been less expensive. They could have come out with a machine with 6. No. Yeah, they could have.
The GPU was fucking DirectX 10 compliant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They could have easily put in 6 gigs of RAM, a regular controller, and had that thing for $250, $299, and compete. And you're gonna have maybe the same games like third party. They might be 720p or whatever, or upscaled. But who gives a shit? Because nobody cared about this before this generation anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they could have at least had some of these multi-platform games. You know what I'm saying?
The GPU is DirectX 10 compliant. You know what I mean? The DirectX 10 been out for how long? Now, we still don't know what fucking GPU was in the Wii U, but you look at the specs and shit, it's the DirectX 10 compliant. Not saying the Wii U has the DirectX 10, the open GPU, whatever the fuck they use, but it's equivalent to DirectX 10. You know what I mean? And like this, man, fuck. Like I said, Nintendo, they need to either get with the program and get the fuck out the business. How we say, either box or throw rocks, man. Box or throw fucking rocks. But unless anything you guys want to say, we're gonna end this here.
Hey, Octodad is coming to PlayStation 4 on Wednesday, guys. That's the big one. Make sure you guys download that shit. Octodad. That's the game.
Yeah.
I gotta give him a motherfucking shit. Octodad and be on them. Octodad, the world's deadliest catch. And what's up with that shit? A hip-hop game. A hip-hop game with Pump in his last video. We need to talk about that next week, man. I want a hip-hop gamer. I respect the man and what he do. You know what I mean? Everybody had their opinion, but he went straight pony mode in that last video. Talking about the PlayStation 4 is going back to the PS2 era. They have the goddamn system only been out 5 months, man. God damn. Already, man. It is what it is, man. It's your boy Next Gen 720. Thank you guys for coming out and watching. Or even the love, the hate, it is what it is. Like you said, the views of you taking your time out this Easter Sunday to come out and rock with us, man. We appreciate all the love support. Hopefully next week we have the full cast here. Shout out to John Doe. Shout out to Roy. Roy had said he had to go. He had to leave again because they was calling him. His supervisor had to go to the back of Walmart, ripping up boxes.
Yes. He had to dash back to the front to be that greeter. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to Walmart. He had to do with a tank top.
Can I see your receipt?
Welcome to Walmart. We got here. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate our love and support.
Hey, happy Easter, everybody.
Rack 'em. Happy Easter, guys. Rack 'em.
Happy fucking Easter. Bang, bang.